Heavenly Stories.
In the beginning, before time had a name, there was nothing but a vast, formless void. The universe was a blank canvas, dark and empty, with no stars to twinkle or winds to whisper. Over this emptiness, the Spirit of God hovered, a quiet presence, like a painter standing before a canvas, ready to create. And then, from the heart of eternity, God spoke. "Let there be light," he said, his voice resonating through the nothingness. And light burst forth, a radiant glow that pierced the darkness like a sunrise over a sleeping world. It wasn't the light of the sun or stars, not yet, but a pure, divine brilliance that shimmered and danced, filling the void with warmth. God looked upon this light and saw that it was good, a perfect first stroke on his cosmic masterpiece. He separated the light from the darkness, giving each its place. The light he called day, and the darkness he named night. It was a rhythm, a balance, like the ticking of a clock that marked the beginning of time itself. The evening came, and the morning followed, and so ended the first day of creation. The universe, once a silent void, now pulsed with possibility. God's voice had set the stage, and the light was a promise of more to come. It was as if the world held its breath, waiting for the next word, the next act of divine imagination. For those who would one day walk the earth, this first day spoke of hope, a reminder that even in the deepest darkness, God's word could bring forth light, order, and purpose. The people who would later hear this story, gathered around fires or in sacred spaces, would see themselves in that light. They were not born of chaos but of a purposeful act, a deliberate choice by a creator who saw goodness in his work. The light of the first day was a beacon, showing them that their lives, too, could shine with meaning, no matter how dark their circumstances might seem. On the second day, God turned his attention to the formless waters that swirled beneath the light. The world was still a wild, untamed place, with no boundaries to hold its elements. The waters stretched endlessly, a churning sea without shape or shore. But God's vision was clear, and his voice spoke again, steady and sure. "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water," he declared. And so it was. The waters parted, as if obeying a gentle command, and a vast expanse formed between them. Above, the waters gathered into clouds, heavy with promise; below, they settled into a deep, restless ocean. This expanse, this vault, God called sky, a dome of endless blue that stretched like a canopy over the world. The sky was more than a boundary, it was a gift. It gave the world its first sense of space, a place where birds would one day soar and winds would dance. The evening came, and the morning followed, marking the second day. The Creator paused, looking upon the sky with approval, seeing the goodness in its vastness. For the people who would one day gaze upward, the sky was a reminder of God's order. It was a canvas for sunsets and storms, a place where dreams could wander. The separation of the waters spoke to them of a God who brought clarity to chaos, who set boundaries to give life structure. They saw themselves in this act, for their own lives often felt like swirling waters, uncertain, overwhelming. Yet, just as God shaped the sky, he could shape their paths, giving them space to breathe and grow. The story of the second day whispered to them of possibility. The sky was not just above them, it was a symbol of freedom, a call to lift their eyes and trust in the one who held the heavens in place. It told them that their Creator was not distant but near, weaving order into their world with every word he spoke. On the third day, the world was still a work in progress, with waters stretching beneath the sky. God's voice, steady as ever, broke the silence once more. "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear," he said. The waters obeyed, pulling back like a curtain to reveal the earth beneath. Mountains rose, valleys dipped, and plains stretched wide, forming a patchwork of land that gleamed under the light of the first day. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters seas. He looked upon them and saw that they were good, a solid foundation for what was to come. But he wasn't finished. "Let the land produce vegetation, he commanded, seed-bearing plants and trees that bear fruit with seed in it. And the earth responded with a burst of life. Grasses sprouted, flowers bloomed, and trees stretched their branches, heavy with fruit. Every plant carried seeds, a promise of life that would continue, generation after generation. The evening came, and the morning followed, closing the third day. The world now had form and color, a vibrant stage ready for more of God's creation. The land and seas were a testament to his power, a canvas painted with purpose and beauty. For those who would one day walk this earth, the third day told a story of provision. The land was their home, the plants their sustenance. They saw in the trees and fields a God who not only created but cared, giving them what they needed to thrive. The seeds spoke of continuity, of a creator who planned for the future, ensuring life would endure. This day also taught them about their own potential. Just as the earth brought forth life at God's command, they too could bear fruit, acts of love, kindness, and purpose. The third day was a call to root themselves in the Creator's design, to grow and flourish in the world He had shaped for them. By the fourth day, the world had land, seas, and plants, but the sky above remained a vast, empty canvas. God's voice rang out again, clear and purposeful. Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark seasons, days, and years, he said. And so, the heavens came alive. A great light, the sun, blazed forth to rule the day, casting warmth and brightness across the earth. Another light, the moon, softer and silver, took its place to govern the night. And with them, countless stars sparkled, scattered like diamonds across the sky. These lights were more than decoration, they were guides, marking time and seasons, giving rhythm to the world below. God set them in the vault of the sky, and he saw that they were good. The evening came, and the morning followed, ending the fourth day. The universe now had a pulse, a cycle of day and night, a calendar written in the heavens. For the people who would one day look up at the sun, moon, and stars, this day was a gift of time. The lights in the sky gave them a way to measure their days, to plant and harvest, to celebrate and rest. They saw in the steady march of the sun a God who brought order to their lives, who gave them seasons to mark their joys and sorrows. The stars, too, spoke to them. In their countless numbers, they hinted at the vastness of God's creation, a reminder that their Creator was infinite, yet close enough to light their nights. The fourth day taught them to trust in the rhythms of life, to see God's hand in the rising sun and the quiet glow of the moon, guiding them through the days of their lives. On the fifth day, the world was ready for life to stir beyond the plants. The seas shimmered under the sun, and the sky stretched wide, waiting for movement. God's voice spoke again, vibrant with creative power. Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky, he said. And the world erupted with life. The seas churned with creatures, fish darting through the waves, great whales gliding through the deep, and countless others filling the waters with color and motion. In the sky, birds took flight, their wings catching the wind as they soared, from tiny sparrows to mighty eagles. Each creature was unique, crafted with care, and given the gift of life to multiply and fill the earth. God saw that it was good, and he blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." The evening came, and the morning followed, marking the fifth day. The world was now alive with sound and movement, a symphony of creation. For those who would one day walk the earth, the fifth day was a story of abundance. The creatures of the sea and sky showed them a God who delighted in variety, who filled the world with beauty and wonder. They saw themselves as part of this living tapestry, connected to the fish that swam and the birds that flew, all sustained by the same Creator. This day also spoke of freedom. The birds soaring in the sky and the fish dancing in the waves were a reminder that life, at its core, was a gift meant to be lived fully. The people learned that their Creator desired not just existence but flourishing, a world teeming with life and possibility, where they, too, could thrive.